Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Google Hangout this week. I'm Glenn Dietzel here, and I'm live from our international office located in Canada. And if you're new to our Google Hangout, sometimes we do them from our international office. Sometimes we do them from some of our exclusive venues that we run, our Omega Mind events globally. Sometimes I do them from the Canadian Lake Home, and today we're doing it from our international office. We should be having join us here shortly. He was going to join us here early today, but I think he's had some tough technical difficulties. Winton Churchill, and I'm going to be interviewing Winton today around the theme of accelerated learning. And as we're waiting for Winton to join us today, I want to lay the foundation for you for accelerated learning, why it's absolutely crucial in today's marketplace to leverage accelerated learning. We're going to define what it is, some concepts around accelerated learning that I want you to understand, because it's going to help you become a lot more productive, allow you to optimize your business. And we're going to talk about two important terms that you're going to want to leverage in your business today, right? Because we all want more traction. We all want to get results ourselves faster and quicker. And we especially want our clients to get the results faster and quicker, because when you do that, you create this kind of momentum that's really hard to conjure up in any other manner in business today. And that's why we're a huge proponent, why our clients love the fact that we don't teach convoluted business funnels. You don't have to labor over presentations, spending a lot of time and money writing copy or hiring out copywriters. Why this system is so powerful for people that are already established in business, and for even entrepreneurs that are just starting out in business. And it's a system that we're going to cover today, the foundation of Master It Faster, our Master It Faster business model. Master It Faster business model. And when you can master something a lot faster, you can build the kind of momentum that you want in business. And I see Winton has joined us. Winton, are you there? I just want to quickly do a sound check as we're laying the foundation here for what we're going to be covering in with accelerated learning. So can you hear me okay, Winton? All right, we'll wait. Winton, when you join us here, just let us know that you can. You're all set, all right? So when we talk about accelerated learning systems, I want you to write this term down, because this is a fundamental term. I'm going to lay some groundwork here with you for the next 6 or 7 minutes before I interview Winton around what I want you to understand around accelerated learning. This has taken me literally a lifetime of learning, tens of thousands of hours of my own study. I used to be a teacher. I was a master teacher, so I come dually from the educational field, and that's why clients love our systems, because they truly get accelerated learning. They learn to do things a lot faster and quicker, which gives them the kind of results that they want, and in turn, they communicate and help their clients get their results just as fast, and they create this super serious momentum in business. So when we talk about accelerated learning systems, what we're really talking about is ROIT. Return on invested time. Let me just see if I can pick up the lighting a little bit better here. ROIT, accelerated learning systems, equals ROIT. When we talk about ROIT, we're talking about return on invested time. Return on invested time. That might be a new concept for you, and it's a new concept for a lot of my clients, because most of my clients come to us and they're either wanting to become an expert they want to become an expert, but they don't want to write a book because it's too time-consuming. Or they're already experts and they're tired of trading time for money. And you might be doing the same thing, trading $200 an hour, or spending all your time promoting a book, $15, $19, whatever. And my clients absolutely detest that. They get frustrated with it because it undervalues their advice. It really undervalues their time. And time is something that you can't get back. So we want to build a return on invested time. That's our key concept around accelerated learning. And it's all built from our accelerated business systems, and the key concept around accelerated business systems is ROI. And I see that Winton has successfully joined us. Welcome, Winton. ROI, return on investment. Okay, ROI. So we're talking about accelerated business systems. We're talking about ROI. When we're talking about accelerated learning systems, we're talking about ROIT. So ROIT, or accelerated business systems, or sorry, accelerated learning systems, are similar to accelerated reading, right? Many of us, and maybe you have, maybe you haven't, have taken some accelerated reading courses that allow you to read books literally, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times faster than what normal people learn or read. And what we're talking about then with accelerated learning is that same concept, except instead of reading, which is just passive, you're doing things and doing the kinds of things in business that allow you to transactionalize your advice and make more money. And we're going to talk to Winton about that today. So another concept that I want you to understand is the whole concept of what a master teacher is. And I come out of the educational field, and the definition of a master teacher was understanding how to optimize the learning experience. That's what master teachers are able to do. So when teachers become teachers, they study a discipline called pedagogy. And pedagogy is simply a fancy word for the discipline of how people learn. All right? So if you want to learn faster and get the kind of results that you want to master it faster, if you will, critical core competencies in business. And if you can internalize those and then communicate those and educate your own clients to do the very same thing, you start building a very strategic and intelligent business model. Then yes, it provides you amazing cash flow and increased valuation for your company, but it really provides you a lifestyle business, and that's what we all want, right? We want a lifestyle business so that we can do the things that we really want to be doing, give back to the causes that we want to be giving back, modeling what we want our children to learn, and help them make more intelligent decisions. So let's be really clear then that our term ROIT is equal to return on invested time. That's what we mean, return on invested time. So this whole concept of ROI and ROIT, well, I want to just make sure we're really clear on this, because this is what we're going to pick up, some of these themes as I interview Winton today. But the key is then leveraging ROI with your clients and helping them achieve ROI. And that's why clients love our predictable and measurable systems. And most importantly, allowing you to leverage an ROIT business. Okay? So we don't want to lose sight of that. And most accelerated learning programs come from the educational market, or the teacher field that I come out of, the trained field of pedagogy and being a teacher and mastering the ability to help students learn at the fastest rates possible. And really what traditional learning has been, and traditional accelerated learning is focused on, is the areas here that I'm pointing out here. And these areas are all divided from the naturalistic learner to the linguistic learner to the mathematical, logical learner to the musical learner to the interpersonal learner to the intrapersonal learner to the body, to the learner that really has got skills around and natural skills in the area of body or physical. Okay, so those are the traditional accelerated learning areas. Now, if we think now from a business standpoint, okay, and that's crucial, right? Because we want to grow our companies in a predictable manner, which means we need a better way, a better model of selling our advice, packaging our advice, organizing our thinking, so that we can structure deals a lot faster and a lot quicker. And that's why flipping the business funnel right here, flipping the business funnel makes the most sense. And when we talk about flipping the business funnel, you've probably seen a lot of our models that we've drawn out for you on other Google Hangouts. We don't believe in the traditional business funnel, even though most of the gurus and experts teach this. What we teach and why our clients love our systems is that we invert the business funnel. And so we're going to talk to Winton today on what he's done around flipping his funnel and leveraging the 3 learning types. And your marketplace is all of your potential clients really are predisposed to 3 learning styles or types. They're either auditory, visual, or they're kinesthetic. All right? So accelerated learning in business is all around helping your clients get the kind of results that they want and mastering how do you communicate to them for the auditory learner, the visual learner, or the kinesthetic learner. And those are the 3 types of clients that you will attract, because those are the 3 learning styles that exist among all human beings. So your ideal client is either an auditory, well, your ideal client is from your market, the marketplace that you're in, but your ideal client comes to you with one of 3 learning styles: auditory, visual, or kinesthetic. So when we talk then, and how are we going to leverage this? Well, we want to become really, really competent in business with our accelerated learning systems around teaching what we call Just Ask. The 3 learning domains really fit, or what our acronym is, Just Ask: attitudes, skills, and knowledge. Those are the only 3 things that can be learned and taught in business. And so if we take our inverted business funnel here, there's our inverted business funnel with the voice crack here. That's an added bonus for you. Attitudes are how you frame the problem, how you want your target market to see the problem, and this is a review. The knowledge is what you want your target market to see, specifically the problem and the problems that they have. And the skills, the S component, is how are you going to help your target market solve their problems. And we take that accelerated or inverted business funnel, if you will, and we leverage 2 fundamental systems that we've created some really novel approaches in teaching our clients how to close high-end deals. And that's really fundamentally utilizing our luxury home mastermind model. So we're going to talk to Winton a little bit about that. Fits beautifully into the inverted business funnel, so flipping the funnel. And then secondly, leveraging certification co-branding. And all, this is really our second step that when we help clients transactionalize their value. First of all, it's helping them create and sell and close high-end deals. And secondly, then it's helping them reorganize their content as they're closing and selling higher and bigger deals, and starting to organize their thinking and their advice into a certification program that they can leverage a co-branding relationship with their clients. And that's where you build royalty revenues from. And there's nobody doing this in today's marketplace. Highly stealth, highly strategic. And the critical question then that you should ask yourself right now is this, just as I'm about to interview Winton, and that's this. The critical question is, how can you get faster results yourself, and how can you give your clients faster results? So how can you get faster results, and how can you get your clients faster results? And really that's then the integration of ROI, return on investment, and ROIT, return on invested time. So there's 3 principles then that I want to summarize everything. All right, I want to summarize 3 principles that I want you to write down right now, and then as I go into the interview with Winton for the next, we'll be done around 2:40 Eastern today. We're going to go into and really bring out these 3 critical principles. And the first principle is speed to market. So you've got to know how to build speed into your business, because if you are doing what all the experts and gurus teach you around a traditional business funnel, it's not producing you speed. You are just becoming more and more frustrated. Secondly is the concept of principle number 2, modeling is the #1 way that we learn. All right, and the genius of our Google Hangouts is you get a chance to model what our clients are doing. And I've set up our Google Hangouts for our clients so they can meet one another, not just within our Omega Mind group, etc., but they can see them in the marketplace and how they're executing. And then finally, you must be close to the source of momentum. You must be close to the source of momentum. So my question to you is this: what are you doing right now to build speed into your business? And secondly, what are you doing to model, and who are you modeling? And you want to make sure that you're modeling the most intelligent business model that's going to give you, thirdly, the most momentum. In order to get the kind of momentum that we all want, it's crucial that you make strategic investments in yourself, in your business, and so that you are truly close to the source of momentum. And reading a book and listening to an audio program. In fact, even being on these Google Hangouts, are really not getting you close to the source of momentum. All right, there are some fundamental shifts in people's thinking and how they execute that can only come when you make really an intelligent decision within your business. So we're going to hear from Winton today. And Winton, I trust that everything's okay. And welcome to our Google Hangout, our Business Breakthrough Google Hangout today, Winton. I can't hear you, Winton.
All right, is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So welcome to our training today. And
thank you, Glenn. Good to be here.
Yeah. First of all, let's set the stage here today. Let me just bring myself back here just for a sec. For those of you that haven't, I might as well let you know, our digital magazine just came through. It's now, you can get it on iTunes. You can get the first edition for free, and the budurl.com/LEMAG. I thought I might as well just make sure that I let you know why I have it here, because we are really pumped that our digital magazine, Lifestyle Entrepreneur Magazine, is now available. So, Winton, I want to ask you a question here. Let's just start off here. Why did you invest in Omega Mind? First of all, so let's start there, okay? And then I want to move into the area of accelerated learning, what you've been able to accomplish, some recommendations to people that are watching our Google Hangout today, etc. So, welcome to the call, Winton. First question to you is,
all right,
why did you invest?
Well, I was looking around for a way to have a deeper, be able to work with clients more deeply, and we've had about 5,000 people go through some of our training programs on freelancing and teaching English abroad and that sort of thing. And these are mostly training programs that sell in the $200 to $500 range. And over the years, I've been getting people that say, I want to work with you more, and I've done a little bit of coaching and that kind of thing. But when I first ran across your material, I saw the opportunity to really create a whole framework for what turned out to be a whole one-year coaching system, and really liked the idea of that. So that's why I first got involved, is I looked at a couple different alternatives out there in the marketplace, and talked to you and looked at some of your materials and talked with some other people and looked at their materials, and basically decided that for me and my market, that your materials really went in a place that I wanted to go.
All right, and thanks. Let's go right to the crux of what's been going on in your business. We talked about ROI, that accelerated learning starts with return on investment. Our clients, yourself included, getting the return on investment that you invested in this case, Omega Mind, and then one step further, building an ROIT business that really allows and leverages yourself in a bigger and better way and provides you kind of a lifestyle business that you want. You have, let me just stop there for a second. Some thoughts around that before I ask you a specific question on what's been really happening behind the scenes, if you will, with your business, okay?
Okay. Well, my business started out helping people figure out how to move abroad and then figure out how to do freelancing online with a portable income. And that business started out just helping a few people figure out how to do that, and then it grew into a training program, and then it grew into a bigger training program, and with a couple of strategic partners, and just a lot of activity. And my goal when I moved to Mexico 6 years ago was to start kicking back a little bit from my high-intensity lifestyle in the U.S., and I would manage to do that at first, but now this area has exploded, and I find myself busier than I want to be, and I can't reach everybody. I can't help everybody that wants help. And I was looking for ways. I mean, we all, as business people, you're always saying, if I could just clone myself, if I could just clone myself. And that's really what I saw in your program, is that ability to clone myself and really create this co-branded sort of environment where I can get other people that are helping me to do this, and other people that are doing sort of, if you look at the pyramid of my members, there's people that are doing a program, and then there's people that are getting coaching, and then there's people that are getting high-end coaching. But basically, to get support and assistance from people who are, in essence, participating in my business as a partner to help with that, so that I can get a little bit more time on the beach here in Huatuco.
Let's talk about one specific result, okay? Because you've had a lot. You were able to close 6 people into a $12,000 program.
Right.
You've done that in, you said, about 12 and a half hours. So talk to us about what you've done.
Okay. Well, I went to our first Omega Mind meeting in November, and sort of got the lay of the land in terms of how you approach this sort of thing, and worked on it in December, which of course you know is a very difficult time to launch something. But I was so confident that what you were talking about was going to work, that I did launch my program, going into the holidays, knowing that following up with people and all that kind of stuff would be a little problematic, but it worked out okay. And the people that were interested, and it really speaks to the issue. I mean, there are certain elements of your program that are in a certain sequence that were very helpful for me to put together that program, and you had certain templates and copy that were very helpful for that, and I had to do maybe 20% editing on the materials that you provided. But over a period of, I want to say, about 6 weeks, I had 6 people signed up in my program, and it was delightful to me to see how straightforward the process was. And I was sort of painting by numbers. I was just following Glenn's process, and as I was doing it, I was noticing, oh, that's a nice brush stroke there, that's another nice brush stroke there, because I could see that had I put the program together on my own, I would have had maybe one step before the other step and that kind of thing, and it would have been a much slower growth to say, well, that didn't work so well, or maybe I need to come back and try it here. And we're all concerned with these days of running things by your client base that is not relevant to them. So I didn't want to assault my entire client base with this offer if they weren't interested in it. So I was able to make a very clear offer, narrow it down to a very small number of people, relatively speaking. We had about 230 people that were interested in the program. Using your techniques, I sent those people applications, and we had close to 30 applications for the program. And then I talked to many of those people and narrowed it down to 6 people, and went through a vetting process, because it was important to me to have this initial group be very focused on their on doing what we were talking about doing. We wanted people that were in it for the long haul, wanted to invest a year and really make this transition to living abroad and working online work in their lives.
Winton, you could have sold a lot more programs, and you limited it to 6 people because you wanted a beta version. I believe you said you did over 6 weeks, but it was actually about 12 and a half hours of actual time in terms of closing deals, correct? And you did it up for the holidays while you were traveling. Amazing. Why don't you talk to the person right now, because I speak to a lot of people, and a lot of people come to us because they're really frustrated. They spend a lot of money following other experts and gurus. They still feel enslaved. I see this. They still feel enslaved that they've got to launch a low-end service or program because they feel comfortable. They don't think they can, move into the higher-end areas. But first, a couple of questions here. What would you say to those people? And also in light of the fact that you were selling a $299 program, and I remember you saying you were very scared to move into a high-end program or service because you said, I'm giving so much for $299. Why would anybody want to invest in a high-end program or service? So, speak to those people right now.
Well, I would say that your point of view of the recommendation economy, and that really we live in the recommendation economy, is a lot of people don't want another pile of stuff that they have to read or another bunch of videos they have to watch online or something like that. They want you to take everything you know and have inside your brain and help them figure out exactly what to do. And they don't want to know it all at once. They want to know it just as they need it over time. And that was the thing about what you were talking about that really was so helpful with structuring my 12-month program, and that in fact is how it's worked out. And when you have a program like this, everybody's working at a different pace. Some people are going full speed right now. Some people have to wait till some things happen in their job to go full speed, but they're able to do some of the pre-work and that kind of thing. So everybody's working at a different pace, and if I was taking a one-size-fits-all approach, this wouldn't have worked for them.
You know, we one of the things that we've been teaching, and we teach in Omega Mind, is modeling, and that's why it was our second principle that I wanted you to write down. Speed to market. For those of you that are watching, speed to market, you've got to be able to leverage speed in today's market, and traditional business funnels don't allow you to do that. They hold you back. They cause you to undervalue your advice. You get roped into thinking what the so-called gurus are doing and experts are doing, and most of them are it's a train wreck. What they're teaching today around low-end programs and services, you can't survive in today's economy around that. And if you're going to play in business, you might as well play big, and that's where your marketplace wants to. And that's why it's really important then to model a better system, to make a significant investment in yourself, in your company, so that you can get close to the source of momentum and just follow predictable, certain, and secure systems. Winton, you've taken one of the models that we teach in Omega Mind, and that's the concept of leveraging and creating a mastermind around a completely different model that we teach in Omega Mind, and using a luxury home, our luxury home model. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit of what you're doing and what you're finding out about this whole new model of masterminding using the power of luxury homes.
Yes, well, one of the things that I wanted to do in my mastermind is meet face to face with the group 3 times a year. And I've been in masterminds before. I understand a big part of the value of that is people in the mastermind get to know one another, and they share contacts and ideas and that sort of thing. And that's really one of the benefits of the mastermind. And because our business is really based on helping people move internationally and work in the world of sort of global business and online business, our thought was to have these events primarily outside the United States. So we, set a date for our first event. It'll be later this next month, and we're going to be doing that down here in Mexico. I don't know if I can share my screen here. I'm going to press a button, but I've got let's see here. I don't know if you can see that.
Can't see it right now.
Okay. Well, we have a house.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a
We have
beautiful home.
a gorgeous house sitting on a cliff about 100 feet over the Pacific coast here in southern Mexico, and it's very nice. It's in a secure gated community, and there's several of the wealthiest folks on the planet that have homes there. So it's a really nice house, and that's where we're having our first mastermind. And the intention is to have those around the world at these places, because the good news is a lot of times to make the kind of changes that it takes to think about how to structure your skills and your intellectual property so that you can earn an income from those, you need to get away from the office, and this is a way, and this is a nice environment to know what's different. And basically I'm modeling your what you've taught us in the program is like using the lake home and the Las Vegas house, because that's what you do. And I said, shoot, I can do this because I live in a pretty nice place and know some pretty nice places around Latin and South America and Europe and that sort of thing. So that's the plan for this year, is to have 3 of those live events.
Winton, it's so powerful, and that's what I want everybody to see. Yes, we teach our clients, to sell and create high-end programs and services. And yes, we teach them how to build a certification co-branding program with your advice so that you're structured and you're completely positioned differently than all the experts and gurus in your marketplace. What if you were able to bring somebody to your own mastermind group, and everybody could do a mastermind group? Everybody could do one in your own local community. And how do you stand out? I've invested a ton of money in mastermind groups, and we normally meet in hotels or we meet in, some kind of, fairly nice place. We're talking about following a completely different model around masterminding, leveraging luxury homes, and we show our clients how to access them. Really easy, highly strategic, and create some serious, like a serious income stream for yourself right away, so you develop confidence, and that's crucial. You develop confidence. Winton, talk to us about the confidence that you've created for yourself, because you've done this. You've grossed a quick $74,000 if I did the math correctly.
Mhm.
Maybe is that about the easiest $74,000 that you've ever made? And you've pretty well, there's not been too much money that you've lost from that, other than some transactional fees, etc. But that's almost all your money. Would that be about the easiest money you've made to date?
Yeah, it's certainly an easy add-on to my business, because usually in our business, when we think about generating new revenue, we think about creating a new product or finding a new joint venture partner or something like that. And usually all those projects, take a lot of steam to get going, basically. And with this, it was really straightforward. It was delightful because I was able to give a part of my membership something that they were really looking for, and we're just going to have a blast doing this throughout the year. It's I've been working with the folks in advance of the run-up to this meeting, and it's just a lot of fun working with people, getting to know them at a much deeper level, spending time with them one-on-one, and it's very gratifying work.
It's interesting because when you bring somebody into a special venue like that, everybody's emotional connection with you increases. Their expectations on their self increase, which is,
Right.
you're really leveraging accelerated learning at its greatest level. Winton, what would you say to the person right now that maybe thinks, they're a little bit scared to play big, and they are going to or continue to try to promote a low-end program service? Speak to that person right now. What would you say to them?
Yeah, I actually know several of those people that I've talked to in the last month that are, excuse me, going to they want to do a blog, and they want to do an ebook or something along those lines. And it's just so hard in today's market to make money with that kind of thing. There are so many blogs on whatever topic you want to do, and that kind of thing. So you've got to come up with something that really makes a difference for people. Glenn, you have a quote about sameness is not. I don't know. Remind me what your quote is about.
Greater sameness won't get you better results.
Right, right. Is that if you're trying to do what everybody else is? I saw this when I worked for Oracle. We had a lot of software vendor partners, and they really struggled to make their brochures and their websites and everything look sort of in the Oracle style and classy and all that kind of stuff. And all their money went into that, and not so much into some of the other areas for some of them, and really delivering value to the client is what you want to focus on. So wherever you are out there on the planet, there's a way to narrow down what you do and really focus on your expertise and put that expertise forward if you have a proven system for doing that. And that's what I saw in your program, and that's what I recommend is don't try to make it up as you go along and think you're going to get your website going and think you're going to get your ebook written and think. Do it and build this recommendation sort of based business, and then take the recommendations that are coming out of that, and you can sort of back end that into products and services.
Let's take a look at where your life would have been right now had you not invested in Omega Mind. So I guess that's a compare and contrast. The
Sure.
Winston Churchill of today and the Winston Churchill of a few months ago. Make that
Okay.
comparison for us.
Well, I would say that because of the joint venture partners that I work with, my business is somewhat seasonal. Not so much seasonal, but it goes through about a 3-month cycle of where we're promoting the thing, bringing people into our business, working with them over a period of about 2.5 months, and then starting a promotion again. And what this has done is, in a time that is normally relatively quiet, which is the holiday period for us, this put a real nice revenue bump into our company. So that was a very welcome thing, and so it gives me as a business owner a lot more control, I guess you'd say, over my own business and my own cash flows and that kind of thing, because I don't have to wait, for the promotion window to open again, or different things that different partners affect our schedule throughout the year. And that's just something that you don't have control over. So now I've got a part of my business that I have quite a bit more control over.
Fantastic, Winton. That's great to hear. I guess my last question, our thought is for some recommendations to our viewers. What are some recommendations that you would have for them when it comes to growing their business, their company?
Well, I can tell you what I did and what really supported me in this process, and getting clear on your model of how to have conversations at Starbucks, drawing 3 circles and show where your specific expertise really intersects to show how you're unique. Because unless people understand how you're unique, they're not going to invest at the higher level in what you're doing. If you're just like everybody else, then it becomes a price issue. So that's one thing. Then the other thing, I can't say enough about Omega Mind because it's worked out really well for me. But in the program, there's a lot of nuts and bolts of what email do I send, when do I send it, that kind of thing. And you had all that stuff available for us in Omega Mind, and that was tremendously helpful. It's certainly something that in the past I've created on my own. I certainly have the background and the experience to create all that, but it would have taken me another year if I would have stayed focused on it. And running a small business where you've got lots of transactions, it's hard to stay focused. So you enabled me to do that very quickly and not have to run the risk that somewhere along the next year I would get derailed 2 or 3 times, and then actually accomplishing this turns out to be maybe I could have done it in a year, but it might be 2 years or 3 years or 4 years down the road before I ever kind of got it all together to do it.
So conservatively, what do you think we've saved you in terms of time and frustration?
Oh, I think a good year and a half in time for me, and huge volumes of frustration, because being sort of coming out of the marketing world and direct marketing world in particular, when you do a promotion, you learn certain things, and you factor those into your next promotion, and then you learn a few more things, and you sort of keep rolling up that ball of wax, and a lot of time you'll go 3, 4, 5, 6 promotions in before you really get your model tuned up. And what I was able to do is to plug into a model that you had already gone through that learning process, and it was already at the 7th or 8th generation when I picked it up. So it was very efficient for me, and I clearly saw the wisdom of it as I was putting it together, and I said, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense to put this here rather than here because of whatever the reason was. So yeah, huge frustration, because a lot of the not getting stuff done for me is just not knowing should I pick the blue one or the red one, or the go left or go right as you're putting together these marketing programs. And as you know, you've got 1,000 decisions where you come to that point in the road, and you just laid it out very clearly, and I just picked up on it.
Winton, one of the, and I don't know if you realize this, but one of the highlights of Omega Mind that I've witnessed is clients like yourself. And I remember particularly said, Glenn, I've got my marching orders after Omega Mind. I know exactly what I'm doing on my flight home. You came home back in November, the
Hmm.
end of November, and you had your game plan created just like,
Right.
and that's what we call accelerate. That's accelerated learning
Yes, absolutely.
at its finest. Last little quick question here. You've developed the confidence to sell $12,000 programs. Then the next group of people that are coming into your program, and I think already people thought you undersold your value, which I think was a shock to you.
Right.
What's in the price point for the next
Well,
group?
well,
And,
the next price point is $15,000, and I haven't got to the co-branding part of that, so that'll be an additional amount as well. Not everybody in the program is interested in doing the co-branding. About 25% are. So yes, what I can see is the ability to increase prices over time for the information, the quality of information that's delivered. In fact, several of the people that signed up for the program says you're not charging enough, for what you're giving. So, that's a clue. And
uh,
and I really started this business out of a love of helping people figure out how to make their life work, particularly baby boomers, and how to take advantage of living abroad and the whole online world as they do that. And it's so great to be able to work with these folks at a much deeper level. Very gratifying.
you gratify me for what you've done, and that's why I'm in business for the length of period that I've been in, Winton. You know that we don't hold anything back.
Right.
And I think you know that what you see here is what you see when you see me one-on-one. And my wife usually pegs me or puts me, she puts me in my proper place. And what people really want are results today. That's ROI, right? And you want
Right.
those for all of our listeners and viewers here. Most importantly, you want an ROIT business. Winton was able to do this in 12 and a half hours over about 6 weeks because he had a lot of other things going on in business. Some of our clients are able to do that literally within that 12 and a half hours. That's scaled, right in and compressed within a few days. And picture yourself being able to do bringing in $74,000 gross. And when it's all said and done, it works out to about 70 grand net profit, I believe, that Winton brought in.
Hmm.
That's pure profit, and that's a nice sizable chunk of cash to be able to really say, wow, you know what? I mean, how much what does that do for all of us in terms of confidence level? And a heightened awareness of what we can really do. And secondly, imagine if with a little bit more accelerated focus and fine-tuning our own execution, imagine what we could do based on what we just did. And imagine if we were able to then tap into royalty revenues by using a model that Winton's talked about now and turning his programs into passive streams of income, or the royalty revenue model. So, Winton, I want to commend you. Thank you so much for sharing your time. Thank you for
Sure.
bearing with me through the hiccup that we had with our technological glitch last week.
No worries. Yeah.
Two of them back to back last week. They are behind us now, like the cold weather, hopefully, in our area. And I look forward to seeing you at our next Omega Mind event, Winton. Thank you for joining us today. And for those of you that haven't yet downloaded and accessed the first issue of Lifestyle Entrepreneur, it's just come out this February 2014. You can use the URL here, budurl.com/LEMAG, and you can grab the first issue for free. You just have to that'll take you to iTunes, and you can grab your first issue there for free. Highly recommend that you get it. There's some amazing content in our magazine. I interviewed Yannick Silver, a good friend of mine. Spent some time interviewing a couple of my clients, Brian Duval and others, on what they've been able to leverage and what you're going to learn from them specifically. And then some really cool systems around enhancing your marketing and building credibility very strategically. I'm going to share with you 21 ways to build your own credibility in ways that you probably never ever considered before. Highly stealth, and our goal and my goal is to help and assist you. My goal as we move into 2014 is to take 1,000 people and help them do $1 million, or even more strategically, 500 people to do 2 million, and that creates a $1 billion industry, and that's my goal with Omega Mind. So your next step, take what we covered today. Please review your notes, make them yours. Take the 3 principles that we covered about making speed your competitive advantage, making sure that you model excellence and excellent systems to help you with focus and execution, and get close to the source of the momentum like Winton has. And make a decision today to stop undervaluing your advice, to really play big. And it's really easy to play big when you've got a model that allows you to expand the value of your advice like Winton has, use cool locations like Winton does, like we do with our Omega Mind, and we teach our Omega Mind clients, and make a decision today to get close to the source of momentum, all right? We've only got one life to live, and our lives all begin today. You know, the rest of our lives begin right now. We can all make a decision on how we're going to leverage our time. And that's really the concept of ROIT and accelerated learning. Just like when you learn how to read at a faster rate, accelerated reading, and a lot of systems that are out there to help you, what if you had a better way and a faster way to accelerate your learning and your focus and your execution in business, to not only give you the results that you want, that's what we all want, right? But to be able to give your clients the results that they want, and begin to leverage that over and over. Winton used the term clone yourself, right? And that's the model that we all want to use today, is cloning ourselves, because when we clone ourselves, we create the ideal ROIT business. So Winton, thanks a ton for joining us.
Thank you, Glenn.
How can people find out more about Winton here, just as we hang up, Winton?
They can go to our website, barefootconsultants.com, and if they want to reach me, just send an email to support@barefootconsultants.com.
All right, thanks a ton, Winton, and for all of you, I look forward to our next Google Hangout. I look forward to it next week. Wait till you see what we're going to do with accelerated learning. This will be part 2 next week, and I want to just commend all of you right now for going for your dreams. It's unbelievable. If you just take a few different steps of execution, what is possible for your life. I am a testimony to that. Winton is a testimony to that. And I know you've got a big dream, and I want to support it. Have a great one, everyone, and I look forward again, as I said, to our next business breakthrough Google Hangout.